Welcome to the Take 5 with Fenimore Series. Today we are joined by Fenimore's president, Deb Pollard. Deb, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Rachel.
So to start, when did you start at Fenimore and what was your first role?
Well, I started at Fenimore in 1992 as a marketing assistant. There was no child labor laws at that point, so I was able to start very young. The firm was growing like crazy. We went from about 40 million in the Fan Value Fund to 220 million in less than a year. So I started, it was a very active environment. There was a lot going on. Tom was in just about every major publication. So it was a really exciting time frame to join the firm.
What do you enjoy doing most in your current role as president?
I would say the things that I enjoy the most are people-oriented. So whether it's working with my team on different activities or working with investors, that's always my favorite.
What have been some of your most favorite experiences at Fenimore?
Oh my gosh, over the years I've had so many. My favorite ones all involve George Chilius. I used to be on the road with George a lot, meeting with investors or making presentations for new investment accounts. And it was so much fun. I mean, I laughed so much during those years. He is just a very charismatic person. He shows the passion for investing. And he also taught me a lot about going with the flow. We would practice a presentation and George would say, this is the way we're going to do it. And then he would switch it up. And so I just had to learn to go with the flow. And I think that's helped me a lot in my career in many different ways.
You've been through some tough market periods while at the company. Which one has been the most difficult?
Oh, by far the tech bubble. So 1999, 2000. In 99, the tech bubble was, all the tech stocks were doing phenomenally well. And at that time, we were not invested in any of them. And our performance was really different than the market performance. And we were being questioned a lot by investors like, hey, are you old fashioned? Have you, why aren't you hiring tech analysts? And I can remember some really, really difficult conversations with investors. I can remember, it was such a stressful time period because we really believed in what we were doing, but it was so different than what was happening in the market. It was tough for investors to stay patient. But fortunately they did. And after that time period, we outperformed for a long period of time. So it really showed that sticking to what we knew was right for the long term was really the best decision.
If you didn't choose a career in financial services, what other profession would you be in?
Well, it's between two things. Number one, I think maybe being a pediatrician, because I like the scientific part of medicine, but then I would be caring for people. So I think the combination would have been a good one for me. Otherwise, maybe an interior designer or a landscape architect, because I love being outside and I like all types of design.
What are some of the lessons you've learned about investing?
Oh boy. Well, I guess the number one lesson I've learned in investing is very few people make money quick. Really through my whole career, I've watched how the investors that we work with, how did they make their money originally? And from almost everyone that I work with, they made it themselves and they just had a really good discipline of saving over time. And I think that's really what it's about, is creating that type of discipline. It's exciting to hear about these overnight stories and people making a lot of money and quickly, but I don't think that's the norm. I think really where I've seen people build wealth is just a consistent approach over time.
Looking ahead, what excites you the most about the future of Fenimore?
I am very excited about the future of Fenimore. We have the best team that we've ever had right now. There are so many amazing young people and smart people and people that are better than me in so many ways, which is phenomenal. And I love that they challenge too. I think that the younger generation, they don't care if you're the president or CEO, they're going to challenge you if there's an item. And I think that's very healthy for an organization. So I'm really excited about the team. I think, like I said, sometimes they're so smart. The other day, someone said something, I said, I have to go back in my office and think about that for a minute. They were way ahead of me. So anyways, it's a fantastic team.
The Take 5 with Fenimore series is brought to you by Fenimore Asset Management. To learn more about Fenimore Asset Management and to view important disclosures, please visit us online at www.fenimoreasset.com.